My name is Bronte Charles. I'm a proud Bundjalung woman and my people come from a small town in southern Queensland called Beaudesert. I would like to start off by acknowledging the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of this land, and pay my respects to Indigenous leaders of the past, present, and emerging. Education means everything to me. It means freedom. Freedom from ignorance, freedom from hardship, and freedom from stereotypes. Education means having a type of freedom that is so powerful that you don't just change your own life, but your family's lives as well. For many Indigenous kids like myself, education gives us the power to create our own pathways. I chose to get an education for my great aunt Delma who couldn't, because she was put into Cootamundra Girls' Home as part of the stolen generation to be trained for domestic service. I chose to get an education because my grandma was taught not to believe in her own capabilities because she was Indigenous, and because of this, had to teach herself how to read and write at 13. I chose to get an education because statistically, I have a better chance of getting arrested than finishing high school. Most importantly, I chose to get an education because I deserve it. I remember Michael telling us about how he would get real shame when he had to go to his cousin's house to get food. And in a similar sense, when my friends would come and pick me up from basketball training, I would get real shame about where I was living at the time, which was Redfern Housing Commission. And I remember that I used to be asked to be dropped at the end of the street where all the posh terrace houses were. But I've come to realise that that experience made me who I am. It was a part of me. Being gifted with a scholarship at Pymble Ladies College, initially I felt self-conscious because the other girls in my year had grown up differently to how I have. I remember one time when Dad and I were driving to school, he told me that it didn't matter how I got to Pymble. It mattered that I was there and that I was doing just as well as every girl in every classroom that I sat in. He told me that growing up tough meant that I had the advantage of being more determined than ever to succeed to better my circumstances. Linda Burney, who was here today, the first Aboriginal woman to serve in the House of Representatives, said, "I surprised a lot of my teachers of being a bright student. It certainly wasn't the expectation back then." She proved that to be Aboriginal meant more than handouts from the government and alcoholism, that it meant resilience, strength and courage. And she worked hard for herself and her family, just as I have. Education today is far more than pens and paper with a teacher using a chalkboard to get a message across. Students need laptops, internet at home, textbooks, and other expensive resources to complete tasks as simple as homework. Indigenous students without access to these things fall behind. It impedes on their ability to reach their full potential and is something that I've experienced firsthand. I remember in primary school, one of my teachers singled me out in front of the whole class and asked me if my mum could afford $15 for an excursion. That memory is something that will always stick with me and is something that will always motivate me to work hard so that other Indigenous students do not miss out on the full opportunity and experience of education. I can say that the Go Foundation have gone above and beyond to put a break to a cycle that many Indigenous youth feel trapped in. The Go Foundation have given me something so valuable yet priceless, which is the ability to believe in myself and my own capabilities as a proud Indigenous woman. Being able to see your own value in society is something that Indigenous people have always struggled with, because we've always been told that we aren't good enough. And even when Indigenous people can see what they bring to the table, they aren't offered a seat. The Go Foundation, however, has offered me somewhere to sit, and through my own hard work, I've been able to push and fight for a seat at the table and for my voice to be heard. I'm proud of what I've achieved this year, and on the 25th of February, I'll start studying a Bachelor of Marketing and Media at Macquarie University. I was even lucky enough to get a scholarship to go to college the 3 years that I'll be at Macquarie. Through Go's close relationship with career trackers, I'm in the midst of doing an internship at IAG. Last week, I had the privilege of going to the Career Trackers Leadership Conference, which was an amazing event. My mum has now been inspired and is doing a teaching course, which is something she wasn't given the opportunity to do when she was younger. When I asked her why she wanted to study again, she told me it's because I've proven to her that there is a place for Indigenous people in the workforce. Your belief in me and my culture is more far-reaching than you think. Our stories are a real symbol of change in an attitude towards and from Aboriginal people. I've never been more proud to be Indigenous. To finish, I have a few thank yous. To everyone at Career Trackers, you have given me an opportunity of a lifetime. To the CEO, Michael, I don't know where you are, my thanks to you will lie in my ability to excel in whatever field I'm working in. For someone who is not Indigenous, to be able to see the strength that lies in my culture means so much to me. To my advisor, Angie, thank you for always checking up on me, for being so involved and for genuinely caring about my well-being. You are so kind-hearted and I wouldn't be at IAG without you. To my manager, Jason, I saw him before, somewhere in the back I'm guessing. You have made me feel so valued every day that I've walked into work, and it's really helps me believe in myself. I look back to my interview where I was twiddling my thumbs to 3 weeks later where you can't shut me up. I can definitely see the confidence that I've built by being with IAG. Your ability to treat everyone in the office with kindness, your positive attitude, and your constant encouragement in everything that I do has made me not only see you as a manager, but as a mentor. Shirley, Adam and Michael, and everyone else in the Go Foundation will never fully understand how thankful I really am for the opportunity they have given me. What they're doing because they care, and they genuinely believe in the power that lies in Indigenous education. They are the most insightful, inspiring, and compassionate role models in my life, and they truly go above and beyond for all of us. So much so that Shirley even spent an hour and a half on the phone with me trying to help me choose a university course. So to everyone at Go, I say thank you. To the Go scholars here today, never stop believing in yourself and never give up. I see in this room Aboriginal doctors, physiotherapists, lawyers and engineers. I see talent, hard work and resilience. We cannot change the past, but we can pave the way for future generations so that we can live in a society where the odds are never again stacked against us. Lastly, I couldn't have done it without my dad, who is standing over there taking a video. Being a single parent and raising me since I was 13 was a new experience for both of us. I know that acrylic nails, fake tan, and my constant tears during the HSC are things that you've had to learn to deal with. But I thank you for sticking by me on this journey and for all of your support. Because of you, I never gave up. Thank you.